Good morning and welcome to the new studio. Today's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about today's video. Follow along as we start some seeds. We're going to make a new wreath for the front door, and we're also going to plant a curly willow tree.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route.
When I felt led to make this YouTube channel, I really prayed that I would be authentic and genuine, and that my intentions would be pure. Everything inside me says that I need to just acknowledge this. I cannot take credit for anything that I have done or accomplished. I like things to be pretty, and I want things to make sense, and I want to make all this stuff nice, but I really just have to acknowledge that I can't take all the credit. It's very, very clearly God. I don't know how else to say that, because things have worked out for me, and I just could never have imagined being as happy as I am right now when I was 20 years old. I could not have fathomed that. There's no way. I'm getting ready to edit my third video, and I was driving by myself on my way home. I've got lots of things I've got to do today, and I don't know, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I need to say this. Good morning, welcome to today's video. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to start some seeds. We're also going to make a wreath for the front door, and we're going to plant a curly willow tree out by the spring. And all in all, I'm going to try to be a lot more myself in today's video. Talking on camera has been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm figuring it out and just be more myself, because I know that carries through. I can tell when people aren't being themselves, and I know you can tell when I'm not being myself. But I promise you, it's not because I have anything to hide. I'm just very uncomfortable on camera, but we're going to figure it out together, and I'm learning, and I'm really glad you're here. I also want to encourage you to ask questions. There's a lot of projects going on the farm that I have not been able to document, and it's going to be very difficult for me to capture everything. But if you have any questions about gardening, about composting, about plants, the more I garden, the more I realize I'm a plant person. So I like things to be beautiful, but I'm very passionate about plants themselves. And I'm just really excited that you've chosen to click on this video. Even if you don't watch through the whole thing, it's completely fine. It still helps. This is a passion project for me. I just really want to share everything I'm already doing. So, like I said, there's a lot of projects going on. We are in full swing, getting ready for spring. And it's just going to be a lot of fun seeing things change. We just purchased a house a little over a year ago. So it was a year ago in October. And we purchased this house with really the gardening in mind. I had become really passionate about gardening at our old house. We were very limited on space, and it was a very intentional choice for us to come here. And I can really explore my love of plants and make this really beautiful. I love to create, so any kind of creative outlet, and that's what making these videos is really a creative outlet for me, to be able to show everything that I'm doing. At our previous home, our garden had become, I feel like it was beautiful, and I made the joke that we were the last house on a dead-end road, and nobody ever got to see it. And that was kind of disappointing to me. I don't always want people at my house, but maybe this is a good option for me to be able to share the things that I create, and then also to teach you guys as well. I haven't formally introduced you guys into the new studio space, so we'll be spending some time in here today. And I'm excited to have this area. I'm just really happy. I'm happy to have some spring weather coming, and I'm happy to be able to show you guys some of these projects. There are a few common issues with seed starting, a lot of which has to do with not enough sunlight and too much moisture. So We'll work through those, but I don't want you to stress too much at this point. If you've never sowed seeds before, I'm glad that you're here. I really like to keep things simple and share as much information as you need without overwhelming you. I want to show you my favorite container to start seeds in. These are biodegradable seed starting trays. And the reason I like these is because you don't have to worry about your seedlings getting too much moisture. These biodegradable seed trays do allow air to go through. It creates almost like a natural environment for your seedlings, allowing oxygen and nutrients to flow in and out. So you're not ever going to overwater your seedlings. And it's really great. It really is a foolproof method. The cost is minimal, and I think it's worth it because it increases your success rates so significantly. Anything that you can do to eliminate problems is just one step in the right direction. It's just going to help you out so much. Also, I'd like to mention the soil that you start your seeds in. You need to use traditional seed starting mix when you start your seedlings. You can also use coconut coir, which can be bought in blocks on places like Amazon, or I like to buy these small pellets that you can purchase. Coconut coir is dehydrated. It just needs to be soaked in water, but it's a great medium for seedlings. Just know that it doesn't have any nutrient value and all. So if you opt to start your seedlings in coconut coir, you just need to make sure that you're ready to provide them with some fertilizer as soon as they're sprouted and have their first set of true leaves. Today I'm going to be sowing some lettuce. You can apply these concepts to many different seeds though. I think I should probably mention the fact that I also sometimes like to use terracotta pots for seed starting and for a lot of my plants because the same reasons I like to use these biodegradable pots. If you don't feel comfortable purchasing something that's not reusable, you can purchase some terracotta pots. And the same concepts will apply. The fact that they allow oxygen and they prevent you from overwatering your seedlings.
Saw you paint a picture of a face that wasn't even close to.
I'm starting to get some things gathered up here. I've got my biodegradable seed starting trays. I've got my planting medium, which I'm choosing to use a combination of seed starting mix and coconut coir. I've got some popsicle sticks to use for labels. That's my favorite because if they get lost in the garden, they will eventually break down. I've got a variety of seeds. I think I'm going to go with some lettuce today. So I've had great success with starting lettuce in the past. And I think it's something good for you to try if you have never grown. Usually lettuce you can harvest a couple times. See if I can get where y'all can see. And this is my favorite part. I love to get my hands dirty. One thing that's important to remember whenever you're getting started, especially with seed starting, is that you're going to fail. You're going to have times when things don't go as planned. So I'm going to start out by filling my seed trays with soil. I'm going to fill them about halfway full. We're going to kind of pack this down in the bottom and then add some to the top. We're going to get started sowing our seeds. I have a couple different varieties of lettuce here. I think I'm going to go with Great Lakes today. I think I'm going to skip the iceberg just because I can purchase that in the store. And I want to do something different. Let's see if I can grab a bowl here. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my bowl. I'm going to show you guys how small these seeds are and why I needed a bowl. Super tiny seeds, so just my advice, you might want to dump them out into a plate or a bowl, some kind of a tray. I'm going to aim to sow 4 seeds per cell. You can thin them out. And with these seeds, I'm going to opt to just cover them with some loose soil. You can start lettuce directly outdoors, But in our area, so we're zone 7B, really close to 8A, it's easy to get lettuce too hot. There's a fine line between being able to start it outside and then it just being too hot for it. I'll have to put those leftover seeds in a Ziploc bag. That was about half my seeds. And I'm just gonna grab what was left of my seed starting mix. And I'm gonna lightly cover these. Just a really thin layer of soil here. The seed packet says they need to be covered with 1/4 inch of soil. So I'm just aiming to make sure that the seeds are covered. They're kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna lightly mist them. Since I got my seed starting mix moistened well before I started the seeds, there's not a need to re-water them right now. You absolutely don't want to top water them. You don't want to take a watering can and pour water over them because that will ultimately displace your seeds and you'll end up with just really patchy seedlings. But you could bottom water them, so you could sit them in a tray of water, and that'll be the way we water them over the next several days. And we'll just monitor moisture levels. So it's really easy to see when your soil is dry. So if it looks dusty, we're gonna wanna water it, and we're going to wanna mist those seedlings every day, but we're not gonna wanna water every day. So probably about every 3 days, depending on your sunlight and the humidity of your room. I wish I could give you a little bit more direction on that, but it does take practice. One thing to watch out for though is mold. If you see any evidence of mold or mildew on your seedlings, you absolutely need to increase the air circulation, decrease the water, and possibly increase the amount of sunlight. So I'm just taking some time to move my seedlings underneath my grow light. Okay, I'm back. Not sure where we left off, but my camera overheated, so kind of annoying, but I had to take a break. I think I'm gonna finish sowing a few more seeds, and then we're gonna go outside and work on the wreath for the front door. I'm gonna sow some things in these terracotta pots really quick. I like terracotta pots for the same reason that I like those biodegradable pots. I'm just gonna use what's left of the soil that I have mixed up. But the terracotta pots are really good as far as letting the seedlings have oxygen. I've got a whole basket of goodies here. Let me see what I want to sow. I know what I really want to do is an artichoke. Start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before last frost and transplant after last frost, but with 10 to 12 days of under 50-degree temperatures. And that's going to be hard pressed to happen here, but I think I want to try. And I can share my success or my failure. It's just a green globe artichoke. Well, that's sad. There are 6 seeds, one of which looks like it could struggle. But we're going to sow them nonetheless. We're going to do, since I have 6, I'll do 2 per pot. I think I'm going to go ahead and bottom water them just in this metal bowl. Started working on gathering up some stuff for our door hanger. I was calling it a wreath earlier, but it's really not a wreath. It's more of a door hanger. So I found this stuff at Michael's. I got this large basket. And I also got 3 bunches of these tulips Maybe I can find these and link them below because I just got these a week or so ago. And I'm going to be reusing this bird's nest that came in my Valentine's arrangement that Luke got me. So, a little upcycling there. So, I'm going to start getting this basket ready and get these tags off. The problem I have is that the tulips are going down a little bit too far in the basket. And I thought about going and getting some styrofoam from the flower shop, but I decided that I would rather not. So I think what I'm going to do is use some of this craft paper and just kind of crumple it up in some balls in the bottom to kind of bring that up. There's not a lot of weight here. I'm not really concerned about it blowing off the front door. Okay. I've just got several balls of that paper. I guess it's about halfway full. I want to try to use the gaps between the paper to kind of wedge these stems in, but I'm going to leave them as a full stem. I'm not going to cut any of them off. I want to open these up a little. You could also go for like a color blocked look just by separating the colors. I'm not sure I want to go for all that today. And I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to put it in the center in the back. I'm just wedging this behind that paper. This one I've already spread out a little bit. I might just open it up a little bit more, maybe not quite as far as that one. And that's perfect. And that's so cute. There you go. Super simple. My bird's nest. I may get in trouble for the bird's nest. We've had birds get in the house before from my wreaths. We're just gonna put that there in that gap. And we're gonna go hang it up.
Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Always had a way to make it work and find another route. Yeah.
Today's been a lot of fun so far. I'm gonna get this curly willow planted. I'll let you watch me, and then we might jump back to the studio and talk about it a little bit more. I'm picking this spot because it stays wet all year round. Like I said, this little guy doesn't look like much, but he's alive. This mycorrhizal fungi, you want to just have it, make sure it comes in direct contact with the roots themselves. I just almost seriously messed up because I had my wireless mic connected and I wasn't wearing it, so I wasn't going to have audio. Back in the studio after planting that tree. That is the perfect spot. The whole right plant, right place thing. Curly willow we just planted is otherwise known as Salix Matsudana tortuosa. It's hardy in zones 4 through 8. It grows 15 to 25 feet wide and 20 to 40 feet tall. It is a deciduous tree and does lose its leaves in the wintertime, but it's great for winter interest because of that unusual tree structure with those curly branches and it will eventually develop a gnarled looking trunk. It's great for winter interest, but don't stick it into your front yard. Close to your house, your sewer line, your septic tank. Gosh. Now, if you've got somebody that you, I don't know, an enemy, stick one in their yard, let it mess their stuff up. The roots grow very fast and they like water, so they find their way into those pipes, into those sewage lines, into those structures, looking for water. If you live in a rural area, you know where your lines are. And if you live in a neighborhood where your houses are close together, I made the joke, if you have an HOA, a corkscrew willow or a curly willow is not for you. So if you're not sure where your lines are, I encourage you to call. I'm hoping that these videos can be helpful for you, even if I'm just keeping you company. You know, I'll turn on YouTube videos a lot of times just for that reason. And I think YouTube is great. You know, we get to see sides of people that we don't get to see otherwise. And I get to let you into my home and, you know, share what I'm comfortable sharing. And I think it's a great space. So I'm really happy that you're here again. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.